Well, folks, today we're on another e-bike adventure. So we load up little Koda and hit the road. Today's adventure will take us through Aransas Pass as we make our way over to Port Aransas to catch the ferry. Before we explore the island, we have lunch at Jay's Hideout, which is located in Port Aransas. Spoiler alert, things do not go as planned.
Hey, my bike just quit.
Yeah, I lost all power.
We got the truck here, so we'll get her all loaded up.
But first, let's roll the new intro.
We left the big city and smoggy skies. Now we are
chasing sunsets and fireflies.
We are Joshua and Shelly, a little Koda too.
Here sharing our adventures with you.
Sold our house, cause we love to explore. Bought a toy hauler for our bikes with a patio door. If sticks and bricks feel typical and lame,
don't you worry, we felt the same.
please give us a like, help fan our flame.
You can follow here to see what transpires. We are Kickstands and Campfires.
Hopefully you like the intro, so let's get on to today's adventure. We've got Koda loaded up on our e-bikes, and we are going to go catch a ferry. So this will be the first time we take our bikes on a long road trip. So this should be a fun 25-mile ride. Check out this cool little MG.
Go after it.
So by cutting through this little apartment complex, we're going to drop out right in front of the ocean. This road here will follow the coast up through Rockport. So I'm going to go ahead and drop an apology here for the extensive amount of voiceovers that I'm having to do. We just purchased these two Cena helmets, and they operate on what's called a mesh technology, which allows us to communicate back and forth wirelessly. One of the issues is there's no way to extract that audio. So I need to figure out how to record it via maybe taking a DJI mic and attaching to the helmet. The only issue is then you get the wind noise and stuff like that. So once I get that figured out, these videos will definitely improve while we're out on the e-bikes. So if any of our viewers has any suggestions on how to record this audio, please drop a comment below, as I could use all the help I could get. In the meantime, check out these views. Wow. And I'm not talking about the fat guy on the e-bike either. I really like this road, especially as it's only just a few blocks from the Bayview RV park that we're staying at. But, like, there's really no traffic, and it's got great views. So let's take a little gander, see how Koda's doing. He's really loving these e-bike rides.
So as we ride along here, we are going to be passing by what's called the Rockport Pier. This is a great area if you want to come and spend the day and you have an RV, because there is an ample amount of parking within this area. Also to note, you see a lot of golf carts and stuff that people ride on up and down this road. So if you do have a golf cart with you, you could unload it and go ride around and check out some of the little shopping areas here. And there's a few restaurants as well. Or you just come here and do some fishing off the pier. This road will also take you more into the main part of town, where there's an H-E-B grocery store, a few gas stations, some other shopping and stuff in that area as well. And this will kind of go up and around, and you can visit the Rockport Beach from this area as well without really having to deal with the main roads too much. But yeah, it's a very great place to park if you have an RV. So as we get further into town, we start losing a bike path and sidewalks, and road becomes quite narrow, so we got to merge into traffic and ride along. So I put together a little song to kind of reflect on this ride. Hope you guys enjoy.
Morning light on Rockport water. Joshua rides a little farther, calling back, come on Shell, yeah, we're doing fine. Koda's in the carrier swaying, tail like a flag just happily playing. Three hearts wandering down that crooked coastline. Kickstands and campfires rolling down to Port Aransas, where the ferry hums and the salt wind dances, laughing at danger like it's part of the plan. With the road too narrow and the cars too speedy, but love makes even the wild parts easy. Just an e-bike couple and a tiny wagon friend. No bike lane on that Rockport highway, just hope and luck to guide the right way. Pedals turning steady through the heat of the day. Shelia is holding tight but smiling, Koda's ears in the wind just styling, looking like a sailor riding into the spray. Kickstands and campfires rolling down to Port Aransas, where the ferry hums and the salt wind dances, laughing at danger like it's part of the plan. With the road too narrow and the cars too speedy, but love makes even the wild parts easy. Just an e-bike couple and their tiny wagon friend. Then comes that tall bridge, stretching thin and high, barely room to walk it, let alone ride bikes. But Joshua leads on, fearless as can be, and Shelia follows close with Koda barking free.
So I'm going to pause the song so I can iterate what really happened on this bridge. So that dreadful bridge is right here on the left in this photo. So I have to say this. If I had to do it again, I would just ride my bike over. This part is just barely big enough to even walk down, and it's quite steep. Due to this bridge being so narrow, Shelia and I both took pedals to the shins on a few occasions. Both of these bikes are very heavy. I'm not sure about Shelia's bike, but I know my bike weighs 168 pounds without the add-ons.
Challenge, my calves are burning from that uphill.
To be honest with you, even getting on and off the bridge was difficult. Next time, guarantee you I'm just going to ride across. So I'm going to chalk that up as a little side adventure. But we did manage to get here, take some photos at the Arnis Pass sign, and let Koda have a little potty break. So let's get back on the bikes and continue towards the ferry. So after changing out the GoPro batteries, we're ready to get back on the road. Speaking of batteries, on my e-bike, I've actually only dropped one bar. I can't say the same for Shelia's bike, but I will say that we're starting to kind of wonder if she's going to make it there or not. So this Arnis Pass road here is just straight, long, not a whole lot to look at, but there is water on each side of us and a lot of people fishing throughout the area. So, I mean, there's always something new to look at when you're out on these adventures, but this is kind of a repetitive scene over and over again. As we pedal towards our destination, we run across the sign that says there's going to be a 15-minute wait. We'll take advantage of that and check out the voltage on these batteries. It's not looking good for one of us, but as we cut through here, there is a sign. Maybe it's an omen. Come back soon. So as we're nearing the ferry, we see a bunch of construction cones. So we just stay to the right and end up having to sit here for a little while as they want to board us last for safety reasons. But this will be a good opportunity for us to get back to the song.
They reached the dock with minutes spare, sunset paint and gold across the air. Koda yips like, told you we'd make it in time. Tourists stare at the dusty trio, two brave riders and one small hero, setting sail for dinner on the evening tide. Kickstands and campfires rolling down to Port Aransas, where the ferry hums and the salt wind dances, laughing at danger like it's part of the plan. With the road too narrow and the cars too speedy, but love makes even the wild parts easy. Just an e-bike couple and their tiny wagon friend. So here's to the roads
lights out yonder. And here's to the stories we'll tell around the campfire.
Well, folks, we made it to Jay's Hideout Seafood and Spaghetti Works. Hopefully you liked that little song I put together. If you did, give us a big thumbs up. If you want to know how I created that, please leave a comment below.
Hey guys.
Well, folks, we made the 25-mile trek over here to grab something to eat, but not without issue. So Shelia's FreeSky Warrior, which has a claimed 60 to 120 mile range on it, the battery light is a flashing, and we left with it fully charged. So we got to figure out what to do about that. But first, we need to get something to eat and talk about how well the Aniioki did, as it still has 4 bars left. Since we have Koda with us, we chose to sit outside. Here they require you to order to go for your outside dining.
Later that same evening.
So while we were grabbing some dinner and getting hydrated, we came up with a plan. So our simple but effective plan includes me riding the Aniioki back 25 miles to pick up our truck from our campsite. While Shelly and I are new to e-biking, we're not new to bicycling. So we've owned bicycles in the past, and we realized that this FreeSky can be pedaled. The problem is we're not spring chickens. We're just chickens. And we don't think that we have it in us to pedal this heavy bike 25 miles. And granted, the FreeSky is not as heavy as the Aniioki, but it's still quite heavy. So with that being said, I probably should have brought the charger, but I assumed off of the specs that I showed you earlier in this video that we would have plenty of range to make it here, ride around, and make it back. So if you go purely just on the online specs of these bicycles, we should be able to clearly go at least 60 miles on the FreeSky and up to 105 miles on the Aniioki. And based off of our Google Maps info, we averaged around 21 miles per hour on the way here. Now the FreeSky was operating in pass mode, so that means that Shelia was pedaling for the majority of the time we were riding here at 21 miles an hour. But the Aniioki, I rarely pedaled that bike. As you can see here, I don't do a whole lot of pedaling. I wanted to see what the range would be under just pure motor assisted riding. And I have to say, I'm quite impressed, as I've only dropped 1 bar on this ride so far. And I know there's a lot of controversy on e-bikes and being on sidewalks and pedaling and how fast people go, but I have a bike that will go pretty fast. But I'm also very respectful of the people that also share these sidewalks with us, and therefore I do not pass them going crazy fast, and I try to be as respectful as possible, as I feel everybody should be able to enjoy the land in their own ways. So don't add fuel to the fire. So just blocks before we get back onto the ferry, I come across my own set of problems. As you can see, I'm giving it throttle, and nothing seems to be happening. Uh-oh. What's going on with my Aniioki? This isn't good. If you look here, I finally have to pedal. Well, this isn't good. I've lost all power, and I have a little message coming up on my display. So my immediate thoughts is to power the bike off, and then back on again, and just to see what happens. And just like most things, that did not fix it. I clearly have an issue.
Oh, Aniioki. What's going on here? Alright, yes.
And now I'm stuck pushing. Wow, my Aniioki has let me down.
I'm going all the way to the other side of Rockport. I'm like, this is not the good time for that. My wife's bike's dead over at this restaurant, so I'm gonna grab the truck and come back and get her. Oh man.
So after carefully moving the Aniioki out of the way of the traffic, I did what any responsible husband would do, and I called my wife.
Hey, so my bike just quit. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm trying to connect to my helmet in a second. Come on, connect. Connect. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear.
Yeah, I lost all power.
No, I hear that happening session. Seems like it's a time. Where you at?
I made it to the entrance of the port.
Are you together?
Yeah, so I'm not sure.
And I'm just
I can have no throttle and I showed 4 bars or 4 bars. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and shut the battery off.
So I tried powering the Aniioki off at the battery. There's a battery button located underneath the seat, and then I give it a few seconds, power it back on, take out the remote, turn the bike back on, and still nothing. So the code that comes up on the screen happens to be E37. So I'm not familiar with that code. So luckily I have service. So I used my phone to figure out what E37 is.
I'm not sure what E37
So I whip out my phone even though I have a pretty extensive mechanical background. But first I need to
is.
figure out what
Okay.
E37 pertains to. So I use an AI program to kind of help me determine that. So after a few swipes,
Alright.
the AI tells me what code 37 pertains to. And it's saying that it's the throttle, maybe a malfunction,
You
something to
there?
do with the wiring, something of that sort. And I really don't think that that is the
Figure out
issue,
what
as there has not been
37
any issues, no fidgetiness with the throttle. It's been buttery smooth. So I'm thinking it has something to do with a safety limit, maybe a switch of some sort that's limiting the throttle. So immediately popped through my head is the brakes. Now the brakes on this bike has sensors on both handbrakes that tells it, hey, the brakes engaged, kill all power to the motors. So I'm definitely on track with what's going on with this bike.
Brake sensor failure. I think I figured it out. I figured it out.
So let's rewind real quick and I'll show you what was going on with this bike and the reason why it wasn't giving me any throttle. My 360 camera mount was touching my brake lever.
So my mount for the whatever it is, 360 camera was touching my brake lever.
Alright, well now we're all fixed up, so let's get back on the bike and let's go catch us a ferry.
Okay, thank you.
What is that, electric bike?
Yeah,
Cool.
thank you.
It hauls good?
Oh yeah.
It's heavy?
Yeah, 168 pounds. Do you want me to wait?
Go find the line? Hold on, okay. Hold on.
Yeah, no worries.
A little longer than a few minutes later.
Are we waiting for the truck? Thank you.
I even managed to make it back before crew change. One thing I've noticed about owning such a cool e-bike is it gets a lot of attention, as you can see in this video. People just love it and they want to know about it. So this here is a wonderful lady that we met on the way over to the island, and she was quite fascinated with our little pup Koda, and I believe he liked her as well. He just loves people. But she was curious about why the FreeSky didn't make it the same range as what this Aniioki did, so I'm here explaining to her on the difference in the battery capacities, because my bike actually has an 80 amp hour battery versus the 30 amp hour battery that's located in the frame part of the FreeSky.
That's cool. I like that. Be careful.
And it's funny how everybody that's met me while I'm on this bike, when I go to leave, they always tell me to be careful. I think they find this e-bike a little bit intimidating. Well, all by myself, Aniioki has made it. Can't say so much for the FreeSky, as it is stuck back at the rest. If you look here, still got over 4 bars because of that awesome 80 amp hour battery. While enjoying my ferry ride back across from the island, I start thinking about some options that Aniioki has, and one of them being a 2-in-1 charger. If I had that charger, it outputs at 1,000 watts, so you can charge other devices. And 1,000 watts equals roughly 8 amps. And the FreeSky, that one actually charges at 3 amps. So theoretically, if I had that charger, I would have been able to charge the FreeSky with the Aniioki. I might need to purchase one of those. Well, that's enough pondering. Let's get off of this ferry and hit the road. Well, that was quite a fun little ferry ride, and I'll be doing it again here shortly. But with that being said, the sun is going down, so I need to make up some time. So let's pull this camera in and hammer down. I'm aiming for about 25 miles per hour, and hopefully we can maintain that and still get decent battery life. We'll see how it goes. So with the cruise control set and the sun going down, my goal here is to make up some ground. So we made it back to the bridge. I'm going to go into level 3. We're going to run around 45 mile an hour over the top of this bridge as to not impede traffic too much. And this bike will do it. We just got to be cautious doing it too much because we don't want to kill our battery as well. If you take a look to the right, it looks like that truck is stuck in the water. But that's actually like a little peninsula, and they're unloading a boat. So this white truck that you see behind me, we passed earlier, and he was looking at me like, "What do you think you're about to do? Cross a bridge?" He kind of gave me a little double take. And now he's like, "Wow, that bike's flying across that bridge. He can't even keep up." So we were able to pull 45 mile an hour on the uphill side of that bridge, no problem. On the downhill side, I hit close to 58. And that's where these 320 millimeter disc brakes come in handy. Here I'm actually giving a shout out to these tires being able to handle high speeds, as they're actually a scooter tire.
Got across the bridge, lickety split.
So now we're going to move out of this town and head towards Rockport. So it's going to be about 10-mile stretch. So we're going to try and stay around 25 mile an hour and watch our battery voltage. So here's a quick little update.
That's probably because we did 45 miles an hour over a bridge. But we did it. So now I gotta get back to the house on 3 bars. Which I think is honestly more than good. So I'm not too worried about it. I don't have range anxiety at all. Well, a little quick update. It actually came up a bar. Now I'm cruising around 25 mile an hour. The GPS on my phone shows I'm doing 23. And I picked up a bar. So now I currently still have 4 bars. So I did drop a bar when I was at 45 mile an hour after crossing that bridge. But it looks like we picked it back up. Well, we made it back to Rockport, and I'd like to point out I'm still on 4 bars. Now, this little Aniioki bike is amazing.
So I am going to do some pedaling through here as to not look too suspicious with my bike on this sidewalk, as there are cops in this area, and I don't want no issues. So here I jump on a quick little phone call, give my wife a nice update on where I'm at as we're on the home stretch. And some might call it gloating, but I am pretty tickled with the range that I'm able to get with this Aniioki. Well, folks, it looks like we have done it. We have made it 50 miles on the Aniioki. And just 1 mile ago, it finally showed that we reached 3 bars. That is amazing. So we made it back to the Brinkley, so I can pick up my truck and go pick up the wife and the little dog and the FreeSky. But let's unscrew this camera so I can show you what it looks like on the dash.
Let me show you guys what we got going on here. So right there, so 24 miles and 3 bars. So there's our trip on the phone. But yeah, super tickled with the battery life on this Aniioki. Well, I'm in the truck. I'm going to rescue my wife because her FreeSky did not make the trip. So yeah, we did a whole run to Port Arthur, rode the ferry across, and oh, big bump. And yeah, so we did ferries on e-bikes, and it was 25 miles there and 25 miles back. I ended it with 3 bars total and nearly 4 bars. Like, it just barely hit 3 bars as I was getting back to my destination. And I picked up some sun, a little red, can't tell. But I'm gonna run over here and drop the trash off and then take the little drive. It shows right here 25 mile to get us there. So, yeah, that was a fun little trip, and I was super stoked with my Aniioki. It's like, it made the trip no problem, no range anxiety over here. But yeah, we'll drop this trash off and we'll go pick her up. We're about to load up onto the ferry. Well,
15 minutes later.
Look at this walk of shame. Walking her e-bike. The walk of shame. Look at this. Oh, no power on the e-bike? What happened? Alright, folks, we're gonna load this e-bike up. We got the truck here. So we'll get her all loaded up and get it back.
A few moments later.
Watch everybody, watch him. He's just gloating. He's gloating. Gloating because my battery died. He had to go save me, rescue me. Hey, you want to be my hero?
I am your hero.
Yeah.